Taking debt to buy a car is stupid. A car is a fast depreciating asset. Yet so many people I know take debt to get the latest Tesla or BMW. Instead of buying second-hand and pay cash on something cheaper but just as functional. You essentially get screwed on both the interest and the depreciation. Unless you manage to get a good deal at below 3 annual interest. It's hard to justify. I meant taking debt on a new car. I agree to a point. I have taken loans to buy cars before. But only old cars. Sure, I lose the interest. But the depreciation is minimal if you look after them. I had a long commute with an old SUV and was spending $200, $250 a month on gas and starting to have more frequent expensive repairs. Bought a new Corolla at less than 1 interest, still going 9 years and 180k miles later. I don't really care about depreciation when I'm planning to drive that new car for a decade or more. If you're the kind of person who gets a new car every few years, I agree that buying new doesn't make sense under normal circumstances. We are not in normal circumstances right now with the car market. Many people live paycheck to paycheck and don't have thousands of dollars to pay for a car in full. The supply chain issues have driven up used car prices to record highs. It's just not possible for many people to buy a car without debt. If people didn't buy new cars, then what would all the miserly yet sanctimonious used car shoppers buy? Why are people on Reddit so judgmental? Lol. I only buy used cars, but I couldn't give less of a shit if people buy 32 new cars. If that's what they want to do, that's their prerogative. No shit. Most people are not rich but still need a car. Also, why are you carrying so much liquid cash? You could make the same argument that your money is depreciating rather than investing in your 401k or IRA. But some people need to rely on cars and can't afford a car that won't need to be repaired every month for a few grand in cash. I have learned most PPL care more about the status things represent than the actual value and benefit it adds to your life. You sound awfully close to someone who says people should give up their daily Starbucks coffee to save money. How dare you think these things? For me, I love to drive and want whatever I drive to be something I enjoy, so as long as I can afford the payment, I'll take out a loan and pay it off as quickly as I can. Have you ever bought a used car with 200k miles? It's not fun. The good ones are hard to find. People want that fairy tale of some grandpa owning the car and only driving to get medicine, selling it for cheap. Buying a good reliable used car is a feat. I bought a Subaru at 4. At the time it was a great call. Because my investment portfolio grew at a much higher rate. I choose to buy new cars because I don't like having to deal with repairs and unexpected costs for repairs, and because of reliability. Not as an investment. I really hope this isn't an unpopular opinion. Making car payments is a good way to build credit. Another thing to be mindful of is that when you live in the adult world, saving enough money to drop on even a half-decent used car can take a while. How long? Longer than your current car is going to stop being functional. This is why people who don't live in their mother's basements finance vehicles. Lol, people bought Teslas 3 years ago and sold them for a profit last year. We're all gonna die someday. The amount of money you saved won't mean anything to you when you're dead. You may as well spend the money you have on things you like. This is bad financial advice. If interest rates are low, until recently around 2-3, you are much better off financing a car purchase, new or used, than paying cash. If you take the cash you would have paid up front and invest it, you'll make more than the interest you're paying on the car payments. It makes no difference how fast the car depreciates to the decision of financing versus outright purchase. Some cars that are 1-3 years old in good condition are worth more than a new car because of low stock for new cars. Some are on back order for up to 2 years. 100 Agree with you for lots of people. I am young and make good money in big tech. Some of my coworkers buy things like Porsches or Teslas at stupidly large monthly payments because they can technically afford it. These are the same people who are complaining that they're living paycheck to paycheck on mid-6-figure salaries. It's just stupid. 100. In some jurisdictions, individuals are able to use novated lease structures on vehicles to help offset against their income tax. Buy a 2-year-old lease return. Must be nice to pay in cash for a car, would if I could used or not. I buy lease returns. So the big drop is gone. With the recent wonky used car market, the car I bought in 2020 increased in value the first year or so after I got it. I just did a quick check and it's still worth 85 of what I got it for. I was never upside down with my loan and my rate is barely 2. Seems like a decent financial choice to me. But sometimes that car makes you happy. Because in the end it's your money and your problems. I spent $25,000 on a new car and loved every single day with it. And I'm still loving it. Being able to go around with that little but amazing 200 horsepower made me feel better. Made me happy. Thanks to that I got better from a very bad situation. Helped me with my anxiety and depression and even made new friends. Could have I bought something cheaper? For sure. But do I regret that car? Not at all. I agree. I've seen people buy a brand new BMW X3 and pay $650 per month after putting down $5,000 when they could have gotten a cheaper Jeep or Toyota. I purchased a Jeep Cherokee before COVID and put about $12,000 miles per year. I'm almost done paying off the car. The car only has about 50,000 miles and hasn't given me any issues. If I need to repair something, it will be cheaper than repairing a BMW or Mercedes. I just financed a used car. Not everyone has the luxury or cash to buy cars outright. You sound very judgy regarding what others should do. Use your real id. Dave Ramsey. You can pay the bank or you can pay the mechanic. Buying a car new is one of the worst financial decisions you can make. It depends on the debt and the car you are buying. Just follow the 20-4-10 rule. 20 down payment on a 4-year loan. Only spending 10 of your monthly income. I followed this rule. And without gas and insurance, it makes about 6 of my monthly take-home income. It goes nuts when people are spending 1/3 of their paychecks on car payments. You either pay $35,000 a year in a car payment for a new one, or you pay $35,000 a year in repairs for an old one. I'd rather make the car payment in a newer one so I'm not left stranded on the side of the road because my old car broke down. And with the new one it helps your credit. As long as you make the payments lol. This sub has gone to shit. Op is Dave Ramsey. I agree. I was raised to pretty much drive the car I have until it dies. Yes. A fancy car looks nice, but you know what is nicer? Having no debt. Unless you need the car. I'm not from the US, so this may be different, but a car purchase is a bump on my credit score and another asset I can use to finance other things. Now, do I think people need the latest and greatest? No. But I can see the value in having the credit score and asset provided payments are made. When I bought my car 8 years ago, I could have paid cash but put the money into gigs. I ended up $1,200 ahead of the interest paid on the loan. Not a lot, but worth it.